Rogan, and this is the Art of Rhyming, episode 52. Just because you rhyme doesn't make you an artist. You know how we do. This is something to aspire to. We got a returning guest today, an underground legend at this point, Pro Dillinger, heating up towards the end of the year, going crazy alongside Mickey Diamond, dropping Dirtwave 1, Dirtwave 2, produced by Future Wave, then Gucci Gambinos, heavily featured on there. Mickey couldn't make it, but I will catch up with Mickey. I promise you that. But today we're chopping up with Pro Dillinger. For those that are new or have never heard of him, if you're under a rock, he's from Rockland County, NY. And it's time to invite him on the live. Stand by. How's everyone doing tonight? How's everyone else? So what's your favorite project of the Dirtwave? Dirtwave 1 or Dirtwave 2? I'm going back and forth personally. Pro Dillinger just joined. Perfect. All right. Should be jumping on right now. Dirtwave 2. I thought it was Dirtwave 2, then I switched to Dirtwave 1. Who knows? Maybe I'll be feeling Dirtwave 2 more after, but that's a great spot to be in. Just trying to accept Pro here. It's not going. That's weird. I might have to start this up again. Give me 1 second. They're both fire. That's the truth. I've heard one person said they felt Dirtwave 1 was a 4.5 mics and Dirtwave 2 was 5 mics. There he is.
Yo,
Peace, Pro. How are you, man?
what's up, my brother? How are you?
Good. It's been a while. It's been a year exactly, I think, since we chopped up on IG Live, man. So it's dope to have you back on, man.
I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah, man. It's I think I've said this story before, but I'm gonna say it again. I want to give Pro Dillinger his props personally. Like 2 years ago, I remember there was like I had this like Jojo Pellegrino interview, and then the next week I was interviewing Pro Dillinger, and I felt like I was really stepping shit up, man. Like I was hitting a different level just off the experience of those interviews. So just wanted to share that with everyone, and thank you again for jumping back on. And it's cool that we sort of get to checkpoint, in a way. This
Right,
is like your third time chopping up with me, right? So
right. And then the thing too is like I feel like you know, as an artist, I want to be tapped in with every platform,
mm,
any platform.
right.
You know, I don't want to be the kind of guy that doesn't do interviews if it's not a big enough platform or whatever the case is. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like I like to work with up and coming people and up and coming creators, and
yeah.
you know what I'm saying. So for me to come on your show back then and then to be back a second time and now a third time, it's like I'm happy to be a part of your
Thank
growing platform.
Thank you, man. And it's dope for me just to track your journey, man. I do that with other artists as well. I think that's something I do a bit differently, I think. But yeah, it's dope, man. And when I started this platform, to be honest, I wasn't sure what the value of these platforms were. But 2 years in, I'm doing this diligently. I've been getting feedback from the people I interview. Now I really understand there is value. I wasn't sure when I started, but it was an experiment. But what value do you get out of these platforms personally, if you don't mind me asking, man?
I feel like there's that old adage, there's no such thing as bad press.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Um, there's no platform too small for me to be a part of. Um, and I pride myself in building organic relationships and working with people on projects from the ground
Yeah.
up. So like I said, from I'm honored for you to invite me back on your platform multiple times, because you really fuck with my music. So I want to reciprocate the love by honoring my obligations and being a professional. And if you
Yeah.
ask me to come on, I'll come on. You
That's
know what I'm
dope.
saying?
That's dope, man. It's mutual respect. And look, you're out here making noise, making moves. You know what I mean? I highly respect it, and dope for you to jump back on, man. Um, so I changed the title of my show to the Flo Rogan Show, man. I decided to pull the trigger on that this episode. I wanted to ask you, what do you think? You like the art of rhyming better as the headline, or the Flo Rogan Show? What do you think? You tell
Either
me,
one,
man.
either one is good to me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
art of rhyming is dope though. You know,
You like it? All right.
I like
All right.
art of rhyming.
I'm gonna keep it around, man, but we'll figure it
Oh,
out.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
we'll figure it out.
so look, since we last spoke about a year ago, I caught up on your music because I usually spend time on the people I'm interviewing. I go through all their catalog, pull out quotables, this and that. But now I'm catching up on all your stuff. So I just want to run down what you did this year for the people that might have missed some of it. And tell me if it's not in sequence. You got 2024 Reasonable Dirt, produced by Sean Kelly, dropped. Great project. You got 2024 Don't Feed the Animals, produced by Bucky Luger, also great. Then you got 2024 The Lord of Dirt remix project, produced by Thelonious Coltrane. Now, he's from Georgia near Russia. I don't know if
Yeah,
you know this, right?
yeah.
Uh, I became a fan of his when my homie Shoddy had his project remixed by him, and I've been in contact with him. How did you guys get in contact, man? I find these things interesting, man.
He just hit me up like
Yeah,
out of nowhere. He did something for Mickey, and then he was like, he already had the album done. He just sent it to me like, yo, I hope you like it. I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And, I tapped in. I listened to it a few times. I thought it was dope that
yeah,
somebody liked my music enough to remix all of it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. He's been doing that for a minute, and it's pretty dope to see that he got on Copenhagen crates for Mickey and you. How did that happen? I think that's pretty cool, man. For a person
Well,
from that part of the world, you know what I mean? So
you know what I'm saying, Copenhagen, he's in Denmark, so it's not uncommon for us to do things with people from
true,
other
true,
parts of
true.
the world
Yeah,
because of obviously the internet, it makes things a lot easier. But me and Mickey, and the rest of the umbrella, we have a great relationship with Copenhagen Crates.
right.
So for them, it's like anything that we do most of the time goes through there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Got it.
So it really, it was kind of like a no-brainer, you know what I mean? Oh, remix album, cool, boom.
Yeah, I think it's a dope look for a producer because if they're not, if I don't know if he's selling beats or not, but just to get probably a little coin off that, I would imagine it's a dope look. So it's awesome that you guys set that up.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, man. So 2024 continued. You dropped Dirtwave Volume One. That was about a month ago, right?
yeah,
Produced by
yeah,
Future Wave. I think that's some of your best production, personally. We'll get right into it shortly. Then you got Dirtwave 2, so you dropped that a month later. And then Mickey drops Gucci Gambinos, and you're featured on 7 of the 14 tracks, man. It's almost like
yeah,
a joint project, man.
yeah.
To me, you're sounding extra hungry this year, just based on your output and your raps. How would you categorize this year for your music, personally?
Um, I felt like this year I was just really productive, you know what I mean? I had a lot to write about. I was going through a lot of different things in real life, so it was making, art was imitating life this year.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, yeah. So my takeaway from everything that I've done artistically for this year is that um, good art comes from real life. Good art comes from pain and pleasure and heartbreak, and loss. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Death. You know what I mean? Like that's where artists come from. I also realized that's like part of my art is being a tormented like human. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Is being somebody affected by various things in my cipher. You know what I mean? It's like people don't understand what it's like for me or a Mickey Diamond or a Snotty to to maintain uh to maintain a sense of normalcy and at the same time put out music,
Yeah.
Because in real life, music is like a really small portion
True.
of the bigger picture, you know what I mean?
Do you think people that aren't in contact with you on a daily basis almost look at you guys like characters sometimes?
Yeah, yeah.
Not fictional character or like comic book characters? I don't know, but do
I
you
get
get a
what
sense
you're
of
saying.
that or
Yeah, like people just see the avatar, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
they just see like the artist. They don't see the human. So
Yeah.
what I try to do with my music is show more of my human side. Like I'm very vulnerable. Like on Reasonable Dirt, I was very vulnerable in that project. You know what I mean? I was very, very open and honest about everything that was happening to me in that project.
Yeah.
So it's like there's a human aspect of what we do.
And I got quotes, I always pull out some quotes. I pulled out some new quotes and we're gonna go over those if that's cool with you.
Of course.
But my follow-up question was gonna be, I asked you how is your music life this year. I was gonna ask you how your personal life is this year, but you got right into it because sometimes those two things don't align necessarily or they're not on the same track, right? So, but I guess you
It
covered it,
never
bad.
is.
But
It never is, bro. I noticed that when my when my music life is going good, my regular life is trash.
right, it's crazy.
You
It's
know what I'm
such a
saying?
crazy engagement, man.
Yeah, but that's like the paradox, like that's what it's like being an artist, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not not just a rapper, like being an artist, like somebody that's truly consumed
Yeah,
with this shit
yeah,
on a day-to-day basis, you know what I'm saying? Like it's tormenting.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, bud. And
it's like really, really rewarding too. You know what I'm saying? Like the the payoff is like the all the dopamine and all of that. Like the big payoff comes from like seeing the reaction from when it
yeah,
drops.
like I can imagine between drops, numbers are going down. Then you're planning a drop, then the numbers are going back up. Correct me if I'm wrong. And it's like ups and downs in the personal life and in the music, releasing the music. Does that
It's
sound
like the
about
street.
right?
Yeah, it's like the streets, bro. It's like it's ebbs and flows.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And it's like I said, like you could be going like this with the music shit, but in the background everything's going like this.
yeah, 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 man. So, I wanted to just say a couple things. So, even though I put out some year-end awards, like more for just to recognize people, man, I'm pretty careful not to say this is the best project or this is the best artist because at this point, I don't believe there's a best personally. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But what I will say is, and I think the highest compliment you can get as an artist is that you're a one of one. You know what I mean? And that's what you are to me. You know what I'm saying? Between the content, the wordplay, the delivery, I don't think you can get the pro experience elsewhere. And to me, that's the highest compliment personally you
Thank
can
you,
give an
brother.
artist.
I
You know what I'm saying?
appreciate that
So,
so much.
yeah, man. So, another thing is, I feel like you know exactly what your fans expect from you and you deliver it consistently. And that creates some serious fandom that I really don't see with all my guests. You know what I'm saying? And I think that
Yeah.
that's a gem in itself right there. So, yeah.
Well, the thing too is that I like to play with sonics. You know what I'm saying? Every time I drop, I try to I want it to I don't want it all to sound the
Yeah,
same,
yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I tinker with the sonics, you know. I work with different producers. I like to try different sounds with production, you know what I'm saying? And I also like to change the content
Right.
and the overall tone of the project. Reasonable Dirt isn't the same as Don't Feed the Animals. Don't Feed the
Very true.
Animals isn't the same as Gucci Gambinos. Gucci Gambinos isn't the same as Sting versus Flair. Sting versus Flair isn't the same as Dirtwave. You see what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like every one of my projects has a unique theme, a unique tone, emotionally, and a unique sound sonically.
You know what I will say though, it's unmistakably pro Dillinger at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. So deep diving into your work a little more, I wanted to ask you, the dropping of Future Wave 1 and 2 towards the end of the year, then Gucci Gambinos, was this like well planned, or is this like divine timing type of shit?
It was planned.
Okay.
It was planned. The Gucci Gambino project was supposed to come out earlier in the year, but the date was pushed back. But the date, it kind of clashed with Dirtwave 2 because we pushed Dirtwave 2 back a little bit.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we planned it a certain way, but it didn't work out that way. But nobody's drop affected, and like nothing was affected by it. You know what I mean? Everything dropped with Gucci Gambinos and Dirtwave 2 dropped like within days of each other.
Right. Was it days?
So I don't know. Maybe a day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But me and Mickey, we used to drop on the same day all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Me, Snotty, and Mickey have all dropped projects before on the same day. And
right.
We used to all drop on the 19th of the month.
That's crazy, man. A tsunami, an umbrella tsunami.
Right, but that's kind of like what got people talking about us, because they're like, yo, who the fuck are these dudes?
Right. So that was a tactic, actually. That was one of the key tactics then. Is that right?
Kind of. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody was doing it. So we like, all right, then let's all drop on the same day and everybody's project feature each other.
Yeah. So, I mean, and probably some of this is dictated by the label itself, like, I guess the vinyl release, whoever you release. Not at all? Okay.
Well, I mean, you talking about for what happened with Dirtwave and
just
Gucci
the
Gambinos?
Timing of everything dropping. I've sort of come to understand you have to find your slot with like Copenhagen or Del Winkle or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
It was label shit. It was label shit, but it really didn't, like I said, it didn't fuck nothing up.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? Like both the drops were successful. Dirtwave 2 sold out.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Gucci Gambinos did numbers. You feel me? Like, so it was no, you know what I mean? And we dropped Gucci Gambinos on a Sunday morning. You feel me? Like during Christmas month.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
700, where was it? 1750. That's how many copies we did.
And usually things are kind of slow, at least from my content creation perspective at the end of the year. Usually.
Well, the thing with you know what I'm saying? And then the vinyl shit itself is getting a little bit slow.
Right.
So to still be able to do numbers in a climate where it's hard to move vinyl these days, you know what I mean? Like it's a blessing.
Yeah, and let's highlight Steven is like Gucci Gambinos already sold today, 1,750. I mean, let's be honest, you know, a lot of people dropping are like doing 300 vinyls when they start, 250, 150, 1,750 is pretty crazy, man. So,
yeah, bro.
Yeah. So, Mickey Diamond couldn't make it. I did prepare the interview for him. I am going to follow up with him. We'll make it happen. I'm going to reach out to him. But we're still going to talk a bit about Gucci Gambino since you're so heavily on it, if that's cool with you.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
So you and Mickey took it back to like a classic 90s gangster, soulful feel, Wu-Tang influence. The Purple Tape obviously influenced it. That was by description. And that's exactly what you're getting. And I feel you guys are really doing it at a high level, but it doesn't feel like a knockoff. I mean, you guys are both bringing an original flavor to it, but it sounds authentic and it's done high levels. As I said, you got some storytelling in there, and you're both rapping on the hook in certain parts. You know what I mean? Very, very 90s feel.
Right.
I take it there's no coincidence that you're all over this thing like Ghostface was all over Raekwon's release. That was part of the strategy, right?
Yeah, this was all planned out months ago.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's obvious that these projects influence us.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Because, like you said, my first drop of the year is Reasonable Dirt.
right.
You know what I mean? Obviously inspired by Reasonable Doubt. So it's like for us, like, I'm not saying we stuck in the 90s, but that's the shit that kind of like raised
Yeah,
all of us.
yeah,
So to be able to put our own spin on projects that we grew up on is it's like an honor for us.
yeah.
And then but to be able to do it our way is also a nod to like what we doing. You know what I mean? And kind of taking what we learned and pushing it forward.
How did a Method Man land on that? Do you know? Was that like organic or like
Yeah.
because I believe Method Man was already sort of showing love to Mickey Diamond.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how did that come together? Do you know?
Yeah, it's organic, you know,
That's crazy.
yeah, Meth fuck with Mickey, you know what I'm saying? Like he be working out to his music and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And I think I don't know the exact logistics of how it took place, but I know that Method Man supports what Mickey's doing and what the Umbrella's doing, so he got on the project.
Yeah. I mean, and it's great to see names like that. I know in my last interview with Mickey, he's like, he feels some people are still not acknowledging him, at least publicly. So it's dope to see a legend like that sort of, blaze the trail for that, so to speak, you know?
You know, like even with that, it's like I feel like at the beginning of the year, I felt like that,
Right.
and I still
Yeah.
feel like that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Um, you know, in boxing, they say you never leave it up to the judges.
Right.
So I wanted to make sure that this year I didn't leave any question marks on what my abilities were as far as creating uh, projects and works that will stand up 5 years or 10 years down the line.
Were you guys in the same space when you made this one, or just sending stuff remotely, or is that a
Yeah,
secret?
nah, we was just working with emails and phone calls and shit like that. It really, when me and Mickey work, it's not like a science project. It's very natural.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with me and Snotty. It's like it's very easy to work with these guys. You know what I mean? Because I've been working with them for so long. So it's like when we do something together, it's not robotic. You know what I mean? It's just the shit just happens. Then it writes itself.
Did, did you
It probably took me like a week to do all my
really?
verses. Yeah,
Dope,
because
dope, dope.
I had the beats. I had the beats first.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So Mickey sent me the beats, and he was like, "Pick the beats you like." But as I was finding the beats that I like, I was sending it back to him with verses on it
Okay.
or a hook on it.
Because I was gonna ask if you had creative input or if he was just like
Yeah.
saying, "Yo, this is what I need." But sounds like
Nah,
you were setting off some of the tracks.
nah.
That's dope.
He gave me the beats, and he was like, "Yo, just do your shit. Do
Right,
what you do."
right, right, right. Got it.
So that's what I did. I took the beats. I picked the 7 beats that I liked the best, but as I was picking them, I was sending them back to him
Mm.
with stuff with shit on it. You know what I'm saying? A verse on it, a verse and a hook on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A bunch of, there were certain beats that he sent me that I just talked all over. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I was just talking shit, you know, and doing ad libs and shit like that. And Mickey, he's such a mad scientist. He take all of that, right? And he
Right,
chops it up, and then he
right,
uses it as ad libs for his verses,
right.
or he'll use it as little pieces for the hook, or he'll use it as drops. You know, like so. That project came together easy. All I had to do was pick the
Yeah,
beats that I wanted to get on, and just do my shit.
yeah. I remember him telling me he's hands on with this shit, so he's still hands
Yeah.
on with it, right? Uh,
But the thing was, is like that. I try to make sure that I attacked it from like I try to attack it from like a '90s type of feel, flow. You know what I'm saying, and everything. Like I try to attack the project and those pieces of production differently than I usually attack production. But I wanted to still sound like me.
so so it's dope that you had the opening verse on the project. I'm starting to really like when like an artist, like let's say it's Mickey Diamond's project on paper, but he'll let a homie do the opening verse. You know what I'm saying? I think that's really cool. So I'm gonna quote the opening verse. This is from the opening track, not the verse, but a part of it. So Fruits of Wisdom. So it's like a classic slow beat with strings. I think it's a violin,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, you set the tone. Spooky in my hood. It ain't no peace, God. Just traumatized gangsters with deep scars and little running around like retards. The devil calling, send my regards. They say we need paper, but we need arms to reach y'all. I'm taking vacations just to recharge. Y'all Pop Tarts are sweethearts. I'm Wolverine, my body full of rebarb. It's me, y'all. I don't know. I thought that was dope, bro. That
My
was a
friend
dope way to set it
got
off.
murdered over a street brawl. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But
yeah,
in the streets, we ain't pulling foul. You like, you know, like I like
yeah,
these are real things. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
but in the
yeah, man.
streets, we ain't pulling fouls. We playing street ball. The streets
Yeah,
talk. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all real things. I'm getting goosebumps because that's a real story.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That these are moments and these are snapshots of our life, bro.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is like don't mistake all rappers or and the umbrella specifically for characters. These are real
No,
things.
bro.
You know
Like
what I'm saying? So
when Mickey talks about that fly shit and like Rolexes and like like different types of shoes and these are things that he already been having for
right,
years. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like when he makes those like those like popular references to anime and like even like the more like discreet shit that only certain people would know, even with the wrestling, it's like
Yeah,
these are things that we consume personally.
I,
You know what I'm
I've
saying?
gotten into a lot of detail with him about what he does, but one thing I know is, like you said, he possesses those things, but he's also has a positive outlook in terms of he projects what he wants next. We talked about this, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? And I think it's interesting that he sort of gets results, but also has some sort of like positive projection on the future. But I don't know, it's interesting to me, bad because all this hip hop shit is projecting thoughts and ideas,
right.
right? So yeah. Um, so I just read that correct me if I'm wrong, all the instrumentation was played, just to give credit, by Hector Puente Colon Jr. and the Santiago Men's Basketball Philharmonic Orchestra. Is that true? That's crazy, bro, if that's true.
It's of course it's true.
That's crazy, bud.
Yeah. I
Well,
mean, I wasn't privy to any of those sessions or any of the creation of the beats. I wasn't.
yeah, yeah,
I got the beats after all of that.
yeah. Wow.
So that's a credit to Big Ghost and his forward thinking. You know what I'm saying?
So that happened through Big Ghost, I guess, then through his
Yeah. I
connect.
mean, shit,
Yeah,
me and Mickey ain't making the beats. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah. You guys don't know the Philharmonic either, I suppose,
Nah,
right?
I don't know them.
So
They did a good job though.
so we're definitely gonna get into Dirtwave and more. But I wanted to ask you, I've heard this story from Mickey's side, but I thought I'd ask you to give it from your perspective, a different angle. What has it been like watching Mickey's transformation from like joining Umbrella as a producer? Then I understand he sort of stepped up as an MC when Snotty got locked up, to seeing him become what I would call an underground star, lyrical giant. You know what I'm saying? Can you tell us what it's like from your shoes to observe it?
Yo, bro. Me and Snotty used to be on this guy like why aren't you rapping? You know what I'm saying? Like why are you just trying to give me beats? I don't want your beats, nigga. I want you to rap. Like for me, it's incredible because from the beginning, we were encouraging him to rap. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? And the timing was perfect because when his first project, like the Bangkok Dangerous that is out that everybody heard, like that's the first version. I heard the very first version of it. He made Bangkok Dangerous twice.
right. Oh,
You know what I'm
he
saying?
he, he redid it.
Yeah, he didn't like none of that the shit he read, and so the project that I heard was a completely different project, and I was like, "Yo, this is fucking crazy,"
Right,
right?
right.
Then he goes back in, and probably like I don't know, a couple days later, he sends me back up the project, but it's a completely different version of it.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, "Damn, like Boom. So then we take the project, we pitch it to Copenhagen, right? Copenhagen takes a chance on it because at that time he wasn't really fucking with us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Mickey was the first one to like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Boom. Copenhagen picks up the project. You know what I'm saying? And then his sound is so unique that's like the fans from over there they grabbed onto his sound so fast, bro.
Off jump.
Yeah, bro, like immediately, bro. It's like from the gate he already had like a built-in, like if Mickey went overseas,
Yeah.
you know, it'd be over.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's we working on that now to get all of us out there. You know what I'm saying? But
So when you know, it's funny. I never got into this with him, and I wanted to, but I'm gonna do with you if that's cool.
that's fine.
So you knew he could rap from that project, or you knew he could rap from way before?
No, I knew he could rap, right? He sent me like old stuff that he did under another name, and I was like, "Damn, this is hard, bro. Like you don't rap." He like,
Mickey Blue.
yeah,
I remember or something
yeah,
like that. Right.
yeah, Mickey Blue, yeah. So I was like, "Damn, that's just hard." Da, 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 da. So he's like, "Yeah, but you know, I'm on it." And at the time, he had like production credits for like dudes that was like on and doing shit. You know what I'm saying? So we like, all right. He was working with like Duffelback Hottie. He was doing mad shit.
Right.
So boom, fucking then he dropped Bangkok One, bro, and then he just kept cooking. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
So of course, like all we was doing was like encouraging, like, yo, keep doing that, keep doing that, keep doing that. You cooking right now, you cooking right now. And then that shit just like snowballed, bro. Like all on its own. Yeah, bro. And Mickey, like, he never had to do much. You know what I'm saying? His sound just is so unique that it grabs you.
Yeah. You know,
know
I wasn't tapped in at that time like that, but I've been picking up the pieces, talking to people through stories. So it's dope to hear that from you. So thanks for sharing that.
And then, yo, and it's crazy because it's like as he kept dropping, the numbers kept going up, and it's like, and people like knew there was something special about it. So it'd be like, boom, sold out. It'd be real fast, right? That's why now, even like now at bigger numbers, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know that if you don't grab this nigga shit, it's gone.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
That's the Mickey Diamond effect. That shit been, and it's like, that's what we call it behind closed doors, the Mickey Diamond effect. That instant gone. You know what I'm saying?
So just to wrap up this part, being you guys are homies, obviously crew members, where do you put him as a lyricist all time? You know, if you merge all the worlds together, man, where do you put him?
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't even like lyricist. I wouldn't say like Mickey's a lyricist. I'm not a lyricist. Like we're not word benders. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like everything that he does and I do is very like cut and dry and straight to the point. It's not too hard for you to understand in your mind. He's one of my favorite rappers ever. You know what I'm saying? And what I respect more is the work ethic and the dedication, and seeing the growth personally on a day-to-day basis.
I think that's what Umbrella is the epitome of. I mean, anyone could drop a dope verse if you're confident. You know what I'm saying? You could sit there for a week and write a dope verse. It doesn't really mean nothing in the real world. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
And be the lyrical miracle. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But that's nobody wants to hear that shit.
Yeah. So
hear that shit.
So look, I'm gonna stick to my guns. I don't like stirring the pot on beefs and stuff like that, but I do see that there's a couple call outs made. I'm not gonna get specific. You know, on 5 o'clock somewhere, Mickey launched the missile on Alcoholics. You guys got some mentions on tracks, you know, that the public can hear, and it's public knowledge. You've had some disagreements. I know with an artist on my show. I'm not gonna say names. People can look into it on their own. It just seems like you guys are doing some spring cleaning lately when it comes to homies, bad. Am I wrong, or that's the vibe I'm getting?
I
I mean,
mean,
you can say whatever you want. I'm just not going to instigate, names and stuff. So
I'm not about to come on your platform
yeah,
and be negative either. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? These are
yeah, yeah,
guys that we've disagreed with on a personal basis. You know what I mean? Off camera and shit.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And all of these, I don't know. I wouldn't even know what to call it because it's not beef or no shit like that. But all of these little these few small little issues with these guys it's really, it doesn't affect the bottom line.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Nobody's losing money or sleep or or friends behind the
Right,
situation or situations. You know what I'm saying? And it's never really an issue in person either.
right.
So for us, is is really not a big deal. One of those guys be like just talking too much, and then the other guy he's just on some weird shit. Both guys I spoke to already.
Right.
You know what I mean? And just I don't know. It is what it is. It ain't no problem. But it's like you can't say stuff behind us behind the scenes or say stuff about us like behind on records and then think like nobody's gonna say nothing back.
Yeah.
But it's like when we say something back, it don't be like on little freestyles or little bullshit on other people's beats. If one of us dish you, it's gonna be on a project that a lot of people's gonna hear.
Yeah. So, well, I wanted to ask you, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, you have to manage your energy as an artist, you know what I mean? What does it take for you to let something roll off your shoulder versus addressing it in a track? Is there a clear cutoff point, man? Because I would imagine you can't jump into everything on wax type of thing.
Yeah, and then really, I'm not like a back and forth type of gentleman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, I don't want to engage back and forth with you on a record. You know, I be out. I like, nah. I'm not gonna. Let me rephrase. I be at the events. You know what I'm saying? I be at all of the shits. You know what I'm saying? Or most of the shit. And there's plenty of time to address things of that nature. You with a conversation.
right.
You know what I'm saying? But most of the time, those are conversations that people are unwilling to, like those type of conversations make a lot of people uncomfortable.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Um, I feel like you need uncomfortable situations for growth.
right. Work through shit, definitely.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm just gonna quote one of your bars from Dirtwave. So this is Dirtwave 2, opening track, Heavy Heart, dope opening track. You're like, my heart is too heavy, I could use a hug. The numbers up and down, I could use a plug. Is you with them or is you with us? I turn myself into a boss and now I'm moving up. I feel like in your lyrics, you rap about deception a lot, and I feel like everything in life is a mind game, but being a hip hop artist is even more so because you're projecting shit through lyrics, you're interacting with people. You don't know who's in your corner because you have momentum, who wants good for you or who only wants so much good for you. How the hell do you read people, bad? I thought I'd ask you, bad. How do you interpret people, bad? How do you know who's worth investing energy into or into?
Just I don't. Everybody that deserves my energy and for me to invest in them is already in place.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't I don't lend myself to situations or people that that won't improve what I'm doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't be around nobody that's not doing the same thing I'm doing. I don't hang with the same people I used to. I don't go to clubs and bars unless I'm performing or I have like business there. You know what I mean? I don't do things for leisure, and I feel like that keeps me out of a lot of trouble.
Mm, got it. Got it.
You know
Got it.
what I mean? If I wanna relax and have a drink, I'll do that shit in my house.
Truth. Absolutely, man. So, wanted to get to working with Future Wave, man. I wanted to ask you, has that been like years in the making, or did it just happen suddenly out of nowhere, or was this inevitably going to happen?
No, I always I came into this shit and was a fan of Future Wave and Danielson and Finn and all the guys in Canada, but Future Wave was really killing it.
Right.
And I always wanted to work with him. I told one of the homies, my boy Dan, like I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, I was like, yo, I'm gonna do a project with Future Wave. Watch. You know what I mean? I almost manifested this shit. And then not too long ago, you know, like maybe, I don't know, damn near last year, he just hit me up out of nowhere and was like, yo, bro, you're fucking killing it right now. You're dope. You know, he's like, we should do something. And I'm like, send the beat. Send me a beat right now. You know, like I thought he wanted to do like a Lucy or something.
Right.
And I was more than happy to do it. You know what I mean? And then he sent me the beat and he was like, yeah, just do your thing on there. I was like, all right, you know what I mean? So he sent me the beat. I sent it back probably like the day after, like 2 days. And he was very happy with it, man. So he just kept sending me beats and I just kept cooking them as he was sending them to me. And before you knew it, we had 10 joints real fast. And
Nice.
then he was like, yo, fuck it, I'm gonna just keep sending you beats. I'm like, all right. He keeps sending them, you know, and then we had 20 records.
You usually match your production really well, but I feel like just this might be your best produced series of projects. Do you feel that way, or is it hard for you to make a statement like that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, yeah, this is my best shit ever. It's I don't know how to describe it. It's a good feeling to work with somebody that really believes in you. You know
Truth.
what I mean? Instead of somebody that sees you as an opportunity,
Right.
or somebody that might think like you're not really on a level, but they just doing it just to you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember I have different periods where I was rapping, recording shit, putting shit out. But I remember years ago, I used to go to my homie's studio. We were friends, but he actually didn't like my '90s like boom bap shit.
Yeah.
And it makes a difference if people like your shit they're working with, or they're just like whatever. They don't give a shit about the outcome. You know what I mean?
Right, bro.
So definitely resonate with that.
Yeah. So at Future Wave took a chance, you know, working with me. You know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of guys, they not, for whatever reason, ain't really in no rush to work with me, and which is cool. You know what I mean? Because there's, for every one person that don't work with me, is 5 or 10 people that would love to work with me.
Right.
So I'd rather work with the person that wants to work with me, you know, instead of the person that's trying to just get paid for their beats.
Right. You know what? Back to Future Wave, there's just something about his beats, aside from like how he programs the drums and shit. It's just the way he EQs it, or the mix and master, whatever he does to it. It sounds next level on that basis alone. Do you agree? It just sounds different.
He's different, bro. Pardon me. He's different, bro. The way he hears sonics is just, he got a great ear for shit.
Right. And we got Steven All Time. I know we interviewed you recently, the artist of the year, no questions asked. So some fandom over there.
Yo. Shout to the All Time podcast.
Absolutely, man. So it feels like even on your vocals, he went for a bit of a dirtier sound than usual, man. I get nerdy with this shit. I sort of analyze the sound, the acoustics, man. It sounds like he went for like a dirtier mix on your vocals too. One thing I noticed.
Yeah. I mean, that wasn't on purpose. I think just that project is emotionally charged.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I I was sounding like that.
Right.
All he does is just take what I do and polish it.
Does he do a lot with the vocals, or he keeps it kind of raw, or
He makes them clean.
right.
Like real clean, real sharp. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he does the same thing with the beats. So I think that's what makes his product really, really potent. You know what I mean?
Is there anything that stands out about working with him versus other producers? I think you guys work remotely, right? But is there anything that stands out even in that process?
He's very involved, bro, in every step. You know what I'm saying? Like he's in every step, from the artwork to the sequencing to the everything, bro. The mixing and the man. He's real meticulous about it. But like I was saying before, for me, my favorite part is that he's actually like a fan of what I do.
Yeah. Makes a
You know what I'm saying?
difference.
So that really, really, really helped. You know what I'm saying? And it was very encouraging to know that somebody that's accomplished what he's accomplished and has the accolades and the recognition from this space like he does, to believe in what I'm doing and take a chance on working with me not only once but twice. That's a big deal for me.
Yeah. And Steve M is like, I'm going to be spinning the red cover splatter variant of Dirtwave 2 after this interview. Dope. Enjoy.
Thank you for buying that, bro. Appreciate the purchase, for real.
So I'm going to cop a digital after this.
Appreciate it.
Where do you rank Futurewave as a producer in the underground? I mean, if you even rank producers, where do you put them personally?
I really don't. But for me, it's like, I don't know, bro. For me right now, it's like him and Big Ghost is like this right now, like alternating between 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Futurewave had a great year this year.
It would be sick to hear Mickey Wave on a Futurewave produced album and you on a Big Ghost, although you're basically on a Big Ghost. Got it. There we go, bud. Dope. So
2025 is gonna be a good year, bro.
Nice. So I'm gonna do another quote. It's called "I'll Play the Game." It's a banger. Dirtwave 2. You're like, I've been liquored up, hiding skeletons forever. I don't want to think. I'm gonna do it again. I've been liquored up, hiding skeletons forever. I don't think you want to dig them up. Just wanted to ask you, without saying too much, what would Pro Dillinger's music be like without his skeletons?
It wouldn't be no Pro Dillinger music. You know what I mean? It would just be very run of the mill, and people would only listen because I have a unique voice. But I make it so personal so that if you're listening to it, you turn off the project and you took something away from it.
Would you trade those skeletons for anything at this point?
Peace of mind.
Over everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. I thought that'd be an interesting question. So what did it mean to you to get Ito featured on Honorable Activities, Dirtwave 2? That's your first time working, right?
Well, with Ito?
Yeah.
I love Ito. That's my brother right there. I fuck with Ito.
How did that come together?
That's my man. I've been fucking with Ito. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like Ito, mad cool. You know what I'm saying? Like every time we bump into each other, it's all love. You feel me?
So you guys have worked before? Because I went looking, I couldn't find. This is the first time.
Right? No, we never worked. I just always followed what he was doing. You know what I mean? For like the past couple of years, supported him. He was doing the same, supporting me. You know what I mean? Even when I was like not very well known, you know what I'm saying? Ito was like, you know what I'm saying? I spoke to him a couple times, very encouraging. You'll keep doing your thing and shit fire. You know what I'm saying? So we just kept that like kind of solid, you know what I'm saying, relationship, you know what I mean? And you know, I had bumped into him. I think we seen each other at Harvard, and then I had seen him again somewhere else and shit. And you know, him and Future Wave is mad cool. So I was just like, yo, let's get Ito on the joint.
Nice, nice, nice. So Ben Solo's like, this heart is still my favorite joint. That's an all-time classic from Pro. I agree. Wolf is like, what up, Pro? Caught both of these fire albums. You already know. Nice. And then Steve
Word.
M. Everyone in NY area, go get a ticket to EVA concert Jan 4th. Listen, is there any chance you guys are coming down to Toronto, the Umbrella? Because
I'm
I think
trying
the
to.
turnout would be pretty crazy, man.
We're trying to do a tour with me and Danielson.
Nice.
Um,
Just you two?
yeah, we kind of get the logistics together so more of the guys could come out with us.
Right.
You know, a lot of the guys got like felonies. A lot of the guys don't got their passport, shit like that. So we're
Right.
trying to figure a way to get everybody there at the same
Right.
time.
Right. So it's a matter of timing, I guess.
It's
Uh,
logistical. It's logistical.
right. And Steven all times like you need to come to Montreal. I didn't even know Steven that you're from Montreal. I thought you were from Italy or some shit. But yeah, man,
Yo, I gotta
Montreal would be
link
a
up.
dope spot too. Um, so speaking of like Daniel's son, I noticed that you, Cameron, uh, and others linked up with Jay the Jeweler in VA. Wondering what that connection is about with Jay the Jeweler.
Jay the Jeweler, I've been knowing since he was a kid.
Hmm.
Me and my brother used to be in this town, uh, doing bad shit or whatever, doing shit. And Jay the Jeweler lived down the block with his baby moms and her mom. And I used to always be over there to see the mom. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so eventually I just gave him the bag and was like, yo, here, you're here already. You know, you do it. You know, he was a young boy, you know what I'm saying? So I was helping him get bread, and I took a personal liking to him. That was my boy, you know what I'm saying? Like, and
Right.
just spending a lot of time with him. And then I noticed too that what he was doing that I really was fucking with is that he was a young nigga, but he was rapping.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And he was doing his own little shows like around that neighborhood. He was doing like shows in the park. He was doing like block parties. He was fucking doing like real shows in like little clubs and bars and shit. He was young though. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? So I was already doing music. So that was impressive to me, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, I took a personal liking to the young nigga because he was really like pursuing that shit. He liked money, you know what I'm saying? So it was natural. So we lost contact for a long time. And then when we touched base again, it was years later, but he was a jeweler already. And he was working for like Zales or some shit like that. And then one day he was like, yo, I'm about to start my own company, whoopty whoopty whoop, you know what I'm saying? And he did everything he said he was gonna do, he did it. You know what I'm saying? He
Nice.
started his own shit,
Nice.
and he started like trying to incorporate the underground hip hop thing more to promote his jewelry brand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Smart.
But also because he's a fan of this shit,
Yeah.
he wanted to do something to where he could start bringing all of the stuff, the people that he listens to, he wants to start bringing them down there.
Yeah.
So that's what he started doing. You know what I mean? He booked the venue, and one day he was like, "Yo, what's up? You want to come down here and rap?" I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "Who you want to bring with you?" Da 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 da. So I was like, "This person, this person, this person."
Yeah.
He hit all of them up, booked all of us,
Yeah.
paid for the flights, the
Wow.
Airbnb, all of that.
That's
You know what
dope.
I'm saying? So yes, now I'm in Virginia like once every other month.
That's one of the main spots you perform at.
Yeah, we trying to like set up like a hub out there. You know what I mean? We work with the artists from out there. We developing our own personal relationships with people from out there,
Nice.
uh, videographers and people that own studios and other artists and shit like that. And we just trying to like spread what we doing. You know what I mean? Like
Sh-
whether that's Urban Gems or the Umbrella or Dirt House. You know what I'm saying? Like we trying to spread the brands. You know what I mean?
It's dope to know the connection because me and him been exchanging the DMs for a bit now, actually, man. So it's dope to fully understand that.
He's
That's
like
interesting.
my family, bro. Like I know his mother, you know, brother,
Right,
like you know what I mean?
right,
That kid slept in my crib, like on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I slept in that over there mad times. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
yo, bro, like that's like my little brother for real. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
that's how long I known this kid. You feel me?
right.
So to see him in this space is a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? And to see him doing something positive with himself after years of doing nothing positive, it's a good thing. You know what I mean? Same thing with Sep. You know what I mean? Like Sep did the artwork for both the Dirtwaves. Every piece of art for Dirtwave, Sep did that shit. You know what I mean? And he don't work with everybody, bro. But not only I don't know him from just rap music. I know him from when we was both in the streets, and I was his young nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he looked out for me. He used to give me bread to eat and trees to smoke, a studio to record at. You know what I mean? Beer to drink. You know, like
It's dope that you have those people in your cipher from way back. That's dope.
and it's weird how it happened because these are all people I had lost contact with for years and found them again in this space. The same thing with Potato God. You know what I mean? Like we know each other from outside of rap music, bro.
Right. So speaking of Potato God and Cameron Bahani, Cam dropped his latest project, Cabernet. I'm just gonna say it. I did receive it early. I'm a fan of Cam's at this point. He's actually my 5th most streamed artist on Spotify. For those that follow me, you know that I only listen the last 2 years to the artists I interview. That's how crazy I am.
Yeah.
That's my approach. So
you think I put you onto Cam by accident?
he reached out to me before I interviewed. No, after I interviewed you. That's how I connected with him. I don't think you put me onto it, man.
Yo, bro. Listen, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Cam's special, bro. You know what I mean? Cam is another dude that his work ethic alone is worth, you know, investing in him, investing the time and energy and the knowledge into him. You know what I'm saying? Like Cam is a good dude too. You know what I mean? And I think his music is incredible.
I think you can fact check with Cam, but I think the way that it happened is he saw me interview you like over a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years. He's like, he knows you because you go to the same studio, and then he reached out to me for an interview, and we locked in. And I don't know if that's what made you guys connect or not, but either ways, man, it's pretty cool.
Cam is another one that I've been knowing him for years.
Right.
I've been
okay.
Knowing Cam. He's been rapping since he was we used to work out of the same studio a long time ago when he was real young.
Right.
When I was very much younger, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's one of those type of things. That's why I enjoy helping him. You know what I'm saying? And just having those daily conversations with him. You know what I'm saying? Or at least every other day we talk. You know what I'm saying? Getting to hear songs as they're being made and having input on his projects. You know what I mean? It's I don't know. It's a good feeling to know that something that you had a hand in came out that good.
I haven't talked to like everyone under the sun, but of the people I've locked in with, he's got like the highest musicality. You know what I'm saying? Like he could do anything. He could flow any kind of way. So Cabernet, I believe that was the first drop on your Dirt House label. I've spun it plenty of times. I'm a fan. It seemed to roll out kind of quietly. Can you tell me more about that drop and sort of how do you, like, what's the strategy there is it to merge fan bases? Like, how does that work? Because on paper, it seems quite different. But at the same time, it seems kind of genius because it's like so different. You know what I'm saying? Or so opposite.
Dirt House is just my baby, man. It's just like a brain, like something that I wanted to do a while ago. You know that, I feel like now I'm in a better spot where I'm able to introduce new artists, you know what I mean, but that are different than what people are used to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Dirt House for me originally was like, this is gonna be like a side project type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now that all the pieces are coming together, it's becoming more of a reality. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be working with a lot of guys, and most of the guys I'm gonna be working with are not established guys. I'm trying to introduce new guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? New vibes, new sounds.
You find it rewarding to connect with people that are sort of still finding their path, sort of,
Yeah,
like early type of thing.
And then two is like the first batch of Dirt House projects that are being released are coming from people that I have personal relationships with.
Right.
That I feel like with a little help and a little direction could do good things for this space.
And to be sure, I know Cam's, I've interviewed him a bunch of times. I know he's been doing this for years. We're homies at this point. If you go back in his catalog, he's got a lot of talent, but it's cool to see you guys connect and sort of to just collaborate, refine, you know what I mean? It's pretty dope.
Yeah, bro. And it's the same thing with my shit. It's like I'll sit with Cam and he'll listen to my shit and he'll be like, yo, bro, like this would be fire and this would be fire. Like Cam is very like, I respect his opinion musically. You know what I mean? And he respects mine. That's why it's like I don't mind stepping in as a mentor role and really like trying to help him refine what he does.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to change Cam's sound.
Yeah.
I just want to like help it become something bigger and better and evolve. You know what I mean?
And to be sure, 7 is one of my favorite projects this year. It's got you on it. I think you got the opening verse, Naughty, Lakido. Yeah. So clearly
I was there,
you know,
for the whole process of 7 too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when Cam does these projects, I be there with him.
Yeah. It's crazy that thing is 20 minutes, but it's like every track is like almost like 2 beats and it covers so many concepts in 20 minutes. I'll just say check it out. This is a Pro Dillinger interview, but we're showing love to other artists, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Bro, who you we sat in the car and sequenced it together.
It's dope.
For 7, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like I work very closely with Cam, with the music shit.
Right. So look, man, I said we'd be under an hour, and we're gonna hold to that. I got 2 closing questions. Every closing question is custom for the artist I'm talking to. So what's the next level for Umbrella to reach? Is that a clear vision for you guys? Anything strategic, or are you guys doing it one day at a time, or quarter by quarter? Like what's next for Umbrella?
There's no, like I said, you know, before, we're not sitting in the lab, drawing up plays, and we're just working. You know what I mean? We're just working and trying to. For us, the main thing is to connect with the people that already consume our project on a more personal level and become more like direct to consumer with our client base. And we're not out here looking to gather hundreds of thousands of fans. We're not just throwing music out there hoping it sticks. We're just catering right now to the people that appreciate what we do.
Right.
So that's the game plan moving forward, is to keep catering to our fan base and grow and allowing it to grow organically.
Right. Got it. So here's my last quote / question. So from Selling Hope off Reasonable Dirt, let me know if I messed this up. You're like, caught up in the game. I'm knee deep. It's like a figure 4. My cousin been telling me I've been a boss. I wish that I could see what all my homies saw. What does Pro Dillinger see when he looks in the mirror today?
You know what my wife tells me a lot? She tells me a giant never sees himself in the mirror.
Right.
Like most of the times, you know what I'm saying, I don't even look in the mirror.
Right.
But, the people around me hold me in really high regards as an artist and a human.
Right.
So for me, that's all that matters. You know what I mean? how I see myself is something that I gotta live with.
Yeah.
It's something I have to work through.
I think it's the same for all of us in our own way, right? So
Yeah.
so look, Pro, I want to thank you. You know what I mean? As fans, we all look up to you, your work ethic,
Thank
the
you.
quality, the shit you put out. Thank you for jumping on the show once again. I'm just gonna do some quick shout outs. Too many kicks for you, Don Julio. Thank you for joining. Suckers, Envy, Lucky Lightwork, Tobias, True Artwork. Too many to name. Thank you all for joining. Any final words before we depart?
Nah, man, just, I appreciate everybody tapping in and copping all the Dirtwave projects and, making it a successful release and everything selling out, all the physicals. Thank everybody for copping the Gucci Gambino project and supporting me and my guys, the way y'all doing, man. And, 2025 is going to be a big year for the umbrella. And, we're going to keep putting out quality product for everybody. You know what I mean? So thank you guys. Thank you for having me, bro.
Of course.
I appreciate it.
And my platform is here to support ongoing, and we'll talk soon, bro.
All right, family. Thank you.
Take care. Peace.
All right, brother.